Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world of professional wrestling. And thank you for joining the Group Chat Wrestling Podcast for episode number 78. It is the final episode of 2025. And what better way to close out the year than a quick review from World's End? Plenty to go over in that regards. I mean, where do the Death Riders go? Where does the Don Callis family go? We have a new world champion. The women's tag team titles are not going anywhere. Mercedes is pissed off where she made kind of a dumb, boneheaded decision in the back. Will that cost her tonight on the New Year's Smash episode of AEW Dynamite? We shall see. But like I just said, thank you for joining us here on the very last episode of 2025. I am that bald bro, and once again, I am joined by Lucy. We are the dynamic duo once again. So, before we start, we want to wish a very happy new year to the rest of our co-hosts, from Mike, Andy, to Dan, to Wrestling Mark. We wish they could be here, but they are with us in spirit.
They all
Um,
have better things to do on New Year's Eve. Which Brett and
yeah.
he's pretending we're the dynamic duo. We are the sad fucks who are not going out tonight on New Year's.
Well, Andy has a legit reason not to be here
He's
because
on fucking holiday. Screw Andy. We're
No.
shunning Andy.
That's not. No. The holiday, I figured out. Andy thinks he's slick. No, it's a ruse. The holiday is him catching up on AEW television because he clearly does not watch the product.
Doesn't watch.
He doesn't watch the product, so he's catching up. Holiday my ass. See, the holiday is catching
right.
up.
Home frantically watching.
Exactly.
We're on to you, Andy.
Yeah, he's not so slick. Listen, it's that ball telepathy that I have with him. I know what the real deal's going on. But yeah, so let's go right into World's End, and I mean, no better place to start with the Continental Classic. I mean, we started off with Okada and Takeshita, and I mean, holy crap. I mean, listen, we knew the match was going to be great and everything like that, but it's the ending that shocked me. Like, I mean, the screwdriver, Okada using the screwdriver to beat Takeshita, and it's like, that was fucking crazy. But I mean, it shocked
Did
me.
the ref not see that though? Come on, that was the one thing that kind of took me out of it. The ref was like, "Oh, I've suddenly gone blind."
Yeah,
Referees do that all the time, and
Paul Turner did not look good in that. Like, it wasn't like Okada like did something like like on genius level to like get him distracted or whatever. He just looked like wander, like, oh, squirrel.
Oh my god,
squirrel.
the crowd! I will stare in this direction. I know it's a wrestling trope, it happens, but like every time I laugh at them, I'm sorry. But otherwise, and I was like, why was there a fucking screwdriver? But it was all explained later.
Yeah, it was explained later. And you know what? Thank God that they went back to back with the Continental Classic matches to start the show. Because, yeah, I mean, Okada's Kesha was good, but they left a lot to be desired, which I think is on purpose because I think we're definitely going to get another match down the line in the future. So I don't think they gave everything away right then and there. But, I mean, immediately followed, like, I mean, shit. A match of the year contender with Kyle Fletcher and John Moxley, I mean, holy crap. You talk about telling a story in the middle of in a match itself. Like, we saw like little hints, and little breadcrumbs of like Moxley slowly turning through the Continental Classic, but this was the match. It was like, oh my god, just the fighting spirit, him just like kicking into another gear where you think like he's about to suffer another loss. He's selling the ankle injury. Like, is he gonna tap out again for the for the fourth or fifth time in the past couple months? But he dug deep, and you know what? Like, I mean, as great as Kyle Fletcher is, like the future is like bright for him. I mean, Mox just showed his experience. He showed that, he went to another gear and he was able to, take advantage and pull out the victory. But even before that, Kyle had Mox on the ropes. He goes to the turnbuckle.
Like the underdog somehow.
Yeah.
Like, make John Moxley look like an underdog is not easy to do. But
I mean, yeah. Because, yeah, like you said, Mox looked like the underdog, but I mean, it looked like Kyle was in control. He goes to the turnbuckle looking for some hardware, and the screwdriver that Okada got earlier, I told you guys in the group chat, that was 100% intended for Kyle. Like, now the questions arise, like, how the hell did Okada know it was there? I need some CCTV old school footage like in the old what they used to do in WCW and WWF back in the days where it was like, oh, who attacked Shawn Michaels in the parking lot? And then you see the CCTV of it was Triple H. We all knew it was Triple H, but that attacked Shawn Michaels. And now it's like I need the same type of footage of Fletcher planting the screwdriver there. And of course, I'm sure Don Callis was there. And I need to see footage of did Don Callis tell Okada where the screwdriver
I
was.
think Don Callis put it there. Okada saw him put it there and then took it. So I think Don is going to claim he didn't tell Okada, but Okada like
Which
saw
I
him
think is
put it.
bullshit. Like I said, Don didn't look like surprised or anything about the screwdriver or anything like that. And now, like kind of fast forwarding to the end of the night where, he's cutting or Kyle's cutting the promo after his loss. And, he's like, where's the screwdriver? That's a uncomfortable conversation we're gonna have to have.
Christmas dinner at the Don Callis house, where I assume they all live together for some
Yeah.
reason,
There's
is
no
going to be
assume. They
awkward as
do
hell.
live all together. Where
They
else
do.
would
They
they live?
all live in like a weird Don compound. It was amazing. I want to just talk about how the C2 has absolutely been perfect for Mox because it's not allowed his Death Riders at ringside. And at first, it showed him up and he was like, oh, well, oh, he can't do it without them. He's terrible. He's losing. And then as Mox realized he could do it without them, we realized at the same time. And that's why Mox stepped up. He was like, hang on, I don't need these guys. They were holding me down. Without them at first, he panicked and started tapping out. But now he's remembered who the fuck he is because he's John fucking Moxley. And that's
And
that. Yeah.
and even like that promo that he cut after like beating Okada for the C2 championship, like we saw the breadcrumbs, we saw the like just him hitting another level against Fletcher. But then I'll admit the match with Okada wasn't the greatest, but that's fine because like that
He's
speech that he
already had
had.
a match that night.
Yeah, I mean it's a second match and it was a
Awesome.
different type of match. Like he and Fletcher beat the shit out of each other. That's I mean it was that, but I mean that speech that promo that Moxley cut, like that's what that's what we love about Moxley and guys like Moxley is that he makes you feel. He makes you're invested whenever he talks. Like whenever he talks you listen. There's always weight and gravity like to the message that he's delivering to us the fans and everything like that. And then when you look at his journey through the C2 and not even just the C2, like after losing the belt at All In, from All In all the way till now winning the C2, I mean this is like, how do you say, go back to the original message from Mox and the Death Riders. He wanted everyone in the company to step up. He wanted everyone to pull their own weight. He wanted everyone to improve, to get better. Like that's why he didn't show the world heavyweight title for like those 8 9 months because he didn't feel that there was anyone
And
worthy.
Vault, you mentioned he didn't show that world title for months. He hid it in a briefcase. The first thing he did with the Continental title was say, this belongs to everyone, and he held it up
But but that
above
but
his head.
Yeah, but
Was
that's why
that
I was gonna get to that though. Like, but the difference now with the Continental Belt is that he went through hell the past what 5 6 weeks, like going up against talent in which no, these motherfuckers are worthy. The roster has stepped up. The roster has gotten so much better to the point where Mox couldn't be the old John Moxley of like a year ago. No, he had to step his game up. He had to hit a different gear. And like you said, it hit his brain like, oh, I don't have the Death Riders in my corner to bail me out if things are looking too muddy or if, I'm in deep water. Like, no, he had to dig deep and remember who the fuck he was. He is the ace of AEW. He is that guy right there. I mean, he is the guy you could put the weight on his shoulders and he will deliver right there. That's why the difference now with the Continental title is that I think he feels all the people that he faced, all the competitors. Like he, how do you say, he elevated everyone in that tournament. He said, "This is for everyone in the tournament. This is for all the wrestlers." Like, in a way, he's kind of accomplished his goal that AEW has gotten better from a standpoint that everyone has stepped their game up. Everyone, the roster is so much better now. It's so stacked, and now it's like, okay, this is a belt worthy of like that can be shown because you saw what everyone went through to go through and get that belt. So now it puts a new wrinkle with the Death Riders. Like I think we all expected it that night or when they lose, but it's like, is Mox doing anything
No,
outside of the original
I
message? It's not so much that he's changed, it's him following through on the original message. He wanted to elevate the company and everyone around him, and you compare a year ago to now, and is that not what AEW has done? What the roster has done?
yeah, I sent an essay to the group chat, so I'm hearing this for the second time because I've been doing some in-depth character analysis. All that time at school analyzing fucking pages of poetry for hidden meanings, it has served me well because I I am not seeing a Death Rider John Moxley right now. I am seeing a Blackpool Combat Club John Moxley. In fact, of course, using the only chance I may ever get to wear this again, got my Forged in Combat, which is what Brett was just saying, that entire belt was forged in combat. And
Mhm.
we all thought the Death Riders were going to turn on Mox because he kept losing. I don't think they care about winning and losing. It's not about belts for them. They hid that belt away when they had the world title. It's about killer instinct. And I think they're going to turn on Mox because they think he's gone soft. Even though he's carrying around the championship belt, he's he's not hiding it away. He's not attacking people. I think he's going to beat Josh Alexander. And although we may look stupid because this is going out probably after Dynamite airs, so if he hasn't, then ignore that. But I think he is going to beat him. The Death Riders are going to start attacking him, and Mox is going to stop them eventually. And that's why the Death
You mean
Riders
the
will
Callis
turn on
family
Mox.
is gonna
No,
attack Mox?
no, I think the Death Riders are going to attack Josh Alexander,
Oh.
and Mox is going to be like, "Nah, come on, he's fought well." But I don't think the Death Riders believe what Mox does, which is what you said, that the roster is now ready. I think the Death Riders think it's not. Mox thinks it is, and that's why we're going to get a split. Unless, of course, the Death Riders all become nice.
I cannot vision a reality where we are gonna start cheering for Wheeler Yuta. I cannot
I
vision a reality in which Brian Danielson is gonna start saying sweet,
don't miss
sweet
that god.
nothings about Wheeler Yuta. Because every time, if you notice, when Wheeler Yuta is in a match or on camera, Brian takes every shot that he can at Wheeler. Every shot. I can't imagine the 180, but man, it's like the one that I'm really gonna pay attention to is Marina going forward because Marina was the one that was brought in by Mox. Like, she's like kind of new to the whole family. It says like, we obviously know the history, like, him and Claudio go way back, him and Pac go way back. And, Wheeler's kind of, the new blood in a sense, but he's been around for a while now. I wonder how Marina is going to be like in the next month or so, like going forward, how she's going to react. I mean, because we never know. I mean, we see her as this ruthless ass kicker, but then again, I mean, if anyone should show like any unwavering loyalty to John Moxley, it is Marina. I mean, the way that he has elevated her in the past couple of years is something to be told. I mean, it's to a point where you could see her as a legitimate champion in 2026. You could have not convinced me that like what 3-4 years ago when she faced Jade for the TBS title back then. That was not a possibility. Now with tomorrow being 2026, that's a legit possibility, and I think she would do good in that spot. I mean, so yeah, Marina might be key, but it's just crazy to think like paying attention to Don Callis also during World's End. Like he said he plays the long game. He has not forgotten what Moxley has done to him in the past. Like we see the reminder every day, I mean, of that scar like on his forehead. I mean, so it's gonna be an interesting dynamic with the Don Callis family going after the Death Riders, but you also have to consider what is the state of mind from Takeshita and Kyle Fletcher. Like, because now we were all convinced that it was going to be Takeshita getting the boot, you know. But like I think we said earlier in the group chat, like is it going to be Proto Sheeta against the Don Callis family? Like, I mean, because Kyle has no reason to like turn his back on his brother or anything like that. If anything, he's just as pissed as Takeshita like in what happened this past Saturday. So it's crazy dynamics that might flip between the characters we've seen the past year. But I mean, I've said this numerous times, like in the past. Like I love the fact that I have no idea what's gonna happen. I mean, shit. You would have told me back in July before All In that we're gonna finish this year like just fucking standing ovation, like flowers for John Moxley after winning the Continental Classic. Like that promo, I mean, was just fucking beautiful and everything. Like, I would have thought you were fucking crazy, but I mean, we're here now, and like 2026 Moxley is going to be so special, especially like I said, I think they drag it out until Revolution, maybe a big old like blow off brawl between or match between them and the family, and maybe that's the point where they pull the trigger and go and take out Moxley right then and there. We'll see, but I mean, like I said, I love the fact I don't know where this is going, but I trust all the players involved. If anything I learned from, do not bet against Moxley. If Moxley is involved in the story, it's in good hands.
Yeah, thank you for not using Mike's phrasing. Mike's prediction, which I'm going to share with you, is that they will wait till Revolution and they will all yell at Mox, which, if any of you have seen that film, it does not end well for the poor little doggy. And you were talking about Marina Shafir. Yes, she's probably the most loyal to Mox, but I feel like that's why she'll be the most hurt that he lets her down when he stops being the killer. Marina looks at Mox the way you look at a faithful old dog that, the time has come to do the kindest thing, put it out of its misery because it just hasn't got it anymore. It's got no bite, lost its nerve. So,
I feel like when that moment does come, I don't think she'll initially be involved in the beatdown of Mox. I
no,
think she'll be like the last one. How do you say? Like she'll be outside the ring. She'll be looking from a distance, and then I could see like a Claudio or a Wheeler like bring her into the ring, and like I don't know some sort of weapon, give her some sort of weapon in
give
hand to like
the,
strike Moxley down. Like I mean, Moxley's in a pool of blood, and then
um,
it'll be she'll be reluctant as hell to like to strike the final blow on Mox, like officially booting him from the Death Riders. I mean,
we get a I'm sorry, I love you. And then
yeah, like,
this is for
but
your own good.
it will feel real and authentic, like when she does. Especially what sucks. I don't know if you saw the photo today. I'm guessing it was at the end
Of
of
her
World's End.
with Renee, Mox, and their
And
kid.
the baby too. Like she's part of the family essentially, and then oh man, when that moment happens, there needs to be footage of like Renee holding the baby in the back, like looking at the TV. Oh god, can you imagine that picture? Picture that shit would be fucking crazy.
No, God, no, Brett. Jesus Christ.
she's like, what's Auntie Marina doing?
Traumatized baby.
What's Auntie Shafia doing?
18 years from now, Nora Moxley walks in and challenges Marina Shafir to a revenge death match.
I
Jesus, you killed my
mean,
father. Prepare to die. Jesus. All right. Well, it's kind of a good
that's
start.
not too far off from what in a few years little
Yeah,
Brody
game
King might
one.
do against MJF. I mean,
And Preston Vance is a
yes.
definite
Oh
picture
yeah,
there.
like that's got to be his first match when he turns 18.
He's actually got a contract.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I'm so invested in the stories right now. You know me. I'm more of an in-ring kind of girl. I don't need the huge stories to be invested, but it helps. It always helps. And during the C2, the story is the C2. It's a tournament. It's just all about the matches. It suits me down to the ground. But there's a few stories right now that are really starting to get somewhere. It feels like we're on the verge of quite a few big developments. And I'm so into it. Like the Don Callis family, the Death Riders, Mercedes. It's all happening.
Yeah. So
So go on. Do the Death Riders definitely turn heel then? Is that the stay heel, sorry, and Mox turns face? But is Eddie Kingston involved?
not and I think that will wait towards the end. We go further down the line.
Oh,
No. I
right.
don't want him involved until after the deed is done. After, like, don't involve Eddie now. Maybe as it gets closer and it's more apparent and Eddie sees it, but John doesn't see it. Maybe, we can have Eddie like talk to Mox, like, just everything we've been through, you're still my
Stay away.
brother. Yeah, just
Yeah.
keep your eyes open. Because it's still, we all know, the real ones know between Kingston and Claudio, it's always fuck Claudio. Like, I mean, he knows. He knows. But if and when that moment happens, I need Danielson to sit his ass in that chair. He better not lift a finger to help tell Mox. He can't. You can't do it.
Ew.
You can't do it. No, 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 no. I'm sorry. They put a
Yeah, I'll
plastic
try
bag
you.
over you. No, Danielson better
Oh, it's
sit
only a
his
little.
happy ass down in that chair when it goes down. He can't. You can't do it. You can't do it. No, 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 no. Absolutely not. No.
Determined for no one to have any fucking friends in AEW. Swerve and Hangman let me down, but we'll get to that at the end.
Yeah. But all right, let's go into the rest of the card. Like the
Yeah.
match, a match that when it was announced, like when I was there for the Collision Christmas taping, when it was announced that it was gonna be Darby and Kid, I'll be honest, I wasn't excited for it. I wasn't hyped for it. But I will say this match surprised me in a great way because it was a very good match, and I love the pace and the tempo. They went 100 miles per hour because I think, like, you know what, that's the only way. I feel like that's the only speed, especially like with a Gabe Kid and Darby match can go. Like they went 100%, like 100 miles per hour, and they were just beating the ever loving shit out of each other. And like you said, like did it have the deepest story? No, but it's like these two it was crazy in this regular match, like not even a stipulation match, but I mean the slingshot that Gabe Kidd did to Darby in the steel steps, like breaking through that steel plate, that was crazy. The damn coffin drop that Darby hit to Gabe Kidd when he's laying outside on the floor, like that was sick. I mean, they just it went 100 miles per hour. It didn't open the match didn't stay its welcome. It was like 12, 13 minutes, quick, 1, 2, 3 and got out of there. But this match in a good way surprised me. Like, I mean, maybe I don't mind seeing more Gabe Kidd in the future. And Darby is Darby. And like, and just real quick, go back to Mox real quick. Like, I know technically he bled through the mouth a little bit. Maybe he bit his tongue or whatever. That for Mox,
Ew.
that don't count. But he had 2 matches in a night and he didn't bleed. He wasn't like pouring. That's crazy.
Oh,
That's how you know the superhero Moxley is coming back. He went through all that fucking war. I mean, especially with Fletcher, and he didn't bleed. Insane.
he didn't. The Darby Gabe Kid match, yeah. As somebody who hasn't kept up with New Japan as much as I should, and I would like to next year. The last I saw of Gabe Kid, he was in a body bag and Darby was dragging him off somewhere. So in my head, he's just been in there this whole time. So no wonder he's angry at Darby.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't expect a lot from it, but it gave a lot more than I expected. I, however, had to pull a Lucy, and I needed this guy to hide behind. This is the guy I hide behind when wrestling gets too real for me. And it was when Darby was bleeding because his blonde hair. It always looks so horrific when there's blood.
Yeah.
It looks worse on him than anybody else. So I watched. I'm sure it was a great match. I'll take your word for it, Brett, because I watched most of it like this.
Oh yeah. They
Looking
knew the
blood and
task
stuff.
at
Yeah.
hand, but it was a great match in my opinion. But maybe the most fun match of the night was the mixed nuts match. And this was another match. It was like, okay, like, don't get me wrong. The characters involved, I'm sure, it was going to be good, but holy shit, this match was so much fun. But not even that. I love the fact that, how do you say, those hands were rated E for everyone. Like for Tony, for Marina, like I mean Tony, oh my god, she took the fucking giant swing from Claudio. When Claudio grabbed her, I was like, no! And oh my, he did not let up. Like he didn't go long with the swing, but I swear those revolutions that he swung Tony with, like they were fierce. They were ferocious, but my god, like it was so fun. You had Tony and Cassidy like doing the tango out there, like just ballroom dancing out there. And I don't know if you saw I think it was on AEW's or Twitter, like I think that clip, the clip of them dancing on Instagram is like over 70 million views last time I checked. Like so it was insane. Like it's like now we have to see more of Tony and Cassidy together. Like, are they a part of the conglomeration now? I don't know. I feel like the conglomeration doesn't have a set roster. It's just the most inclusive group in wrestling. In in regards,
Yeah.
but
I don't want the conglomeration to have a set roster. I want the rule to be if you're down to conglomerate, you're in, plus Roddy because he has to be in there. Yeah,
yeah.
everyone's in the conglomeration. It's like chaos in New Japan.
But but yeah, like with this match though, like I know I don't know about you, but I was waiting for the moment.
Marina
The moment
and
I was
Roddy.
waiting for the moment when Marina and Roddy got there, and you saw when the crowd got off their feet. They were waiting for that moment, and that kick to the face by Marina. Oh my! And then I'm like, what is Roddy gonna do? And the loudest fucking chop to the back. Like, I love that. That's all they did to each other. That's all they did to each other. But now that's like wrestling couples goals out there. All right, like, babe, you kick me in the face, I'm gonna chop the shit out of you. Okay, it's equality in this household.
Exactly. Roderick Strong, feminist icon. That
Yeah,
that is how you do it.
I
And yet
I
the giant,
am I am disappointed though that okay, the chop was cool, but can you imagine if
yeah.
he would have gave Marina like the end of heartache?
I don't know if this I know things work differently in America. I don't know if some states like there are laws about what they're allowed to do intergender wrestling, but if you weren't fucking cowards, we could have had it. Would have been
Yeah, I
amazing.
mean, I guess it was like it's a 8-person match, so it was like time wise. But oh my god, if he would have hit that end of heartache on Marina,
Been
that
lovely.
would have been moment of the year for me. That
I'm just
that
so
would
glad for Tony she got to do the swing. I feel like she demanded it. The second she heard about the match, she was there banging on
yeah.
Claudio's door.
Yeah.
And I
I wouldn't
also
be surprised if
guarantee,
Claudio went with her to the office like, yeah, we need to do this spot right
yeah,
here.
she will sulk if we don't. It's either the giant swing or she throws a full-on temper tantrum in the ring.
Yeah. But
It's of all the wrestling moves, that would be the most fun to take.
absolutely, oh, I mean, depending on how long you take it though.
Yeah, like 10 seconds maybe. And not
Yeah.
on top of the cage.
Yeah, no, not on top of the cage, but real quick before we move on, we talked about Roddy and the conglomeration. Let's not forget that on the episode of Chris's Collision that Kyle came back, he gave that speech to Roddy in the back before his match with Claudio. So now I need them to revisit, so I hope Kyle, like, I assume he's clear that he'll be back on TV soon. I need them to revisit like from Blood and Guts when Kyle was taken out, no, when Briscoe was taken out in the back.
Mm.
Like, I know everyone was pointing at Kyle Fletcher, or they were pointing at the Don Callis family, like, but I still to this day think that it was Roddy who did it. Roddy, I think, still to this day did it for the sole reason he was hoping that, maybe if they lose the Blood and Guts match, that would be the end of their business with the conglomeration, that it could just be him and Kyle back to doing their own thing. Maybe he wanted to implode the group from within so he could get Kyle away from that, because we see that still to this day, Roddy wants nothing to do with this group. And I hope that is something that is revisited. And my God, like, if it is like come to fruition that it was Roddy who took out Briscoe, before him coming out with Blood and Guts, I mean, can you imagine that blood brother feud right there between Kyle and Roddy? Like, I mean, that would be, oof, be
You
some emotion.
can't let me have one thing, can you?
Come on,
Not
we got to
one
revisit it.
happy little friendship group. Nobody's allowed to be happy in your world. No, Brett
That's not
Styles is
going to be
just
the tone in
tears and
2026.
pain
You see everything
and
that's in shape right
heartbreak
now.
and trauma. And I will point out that we also had someone else at World's End. Adam Cole has said that hopefully we'll see more of him in 2026. So if he comes back and his best friends are suddenly fighting and beating the shit out of each other, what kind of welcome is that, Brett? There's something
Or
wrong with
maybe,
you.
maybe he's the one that comes back to like play peacemaker between them
Okay,
when the shit
maybe,
is. But we already see the writing on the
maybe.
wall. We see the writing on the wall for 2026 with the Don Callis family, with the Death Riders, potentially Roddy and Kyle. Like, we see that all these bonds, all these friendships are about to be torn apart next year, like, or go through the ringer in a
I'm sending
sense.
you my therapy bills. Brett and Tony Khan, you can split them.
Well, listen, I'll admit something right now. Tony does pay me to go to all these events around the world, so I could pay that no problem.
Oh, yeah, like, yeah. Apparently he buys all the tickets for the shows. He doesn't fucking buy mine. Cheap bitch. No, I have my own sodding tickets. No, but apparently people getting paid to like dick ride AEW and I'm doing it for free like a bitch. No more. No bloody more, Tony. Put your finger, yeah, put your hands in your pockets, your fingers in your wallet. Come on.
My hands are in my
Otherwise,
pockets right now.
All right, orange. Not in
Mhm.
that way.
Yeah.
All right, well,
All right, let's continue. So we got the women's tag team title match, Babes of Wrath versus the two women power trip. I think it was a very good match. I think it was better than their tournament match, honestly. And I mean, holy shit, I want to see more of Mercedes and Athena tagging up because they're just two of the best in the world. I mean, and you would see them tagging, you would think they've done it for years. But I mean, like just their tag team, just their cohesion, like just how they move as a team was pretty cool. And like, Willow is Willow. Willow's awesome, but just the improvement of Harley Cameron is just something, a sight to see in the ring. Like we know that her personality can light up a room, light up an arena with whatever she's has to do. But in the ring, in between the ropes, like when that bell rings, she has improved so much where I think she not just does enough to keep up with her. She could more than carry herself with the best in the world, I think, at this point. And you know what? This match went exactly like I was hoping it would go. Like, because remember in the first match, Athena was the one that ate the pin from Harley, but now it was Willow pinning Mercedes. And if you were paying attention, that pin looked very familiar. That was the same exact pin that Alex Windsor used to beat Mercedes for the Rev Pro title. A few weeks ago in what was it, Manchester? That you guys were at?
yeah,
Yeah,
Manchester.
it mentions like same exact pin. So, I guess it's two straight opponents in a row who have maybe found a chink in Mercedes armor. So we'll see if that gets used again in the future. To the point where Mercedes is so pissed off in the back where she herself, no one pressured her to do this, but she's melting down. She's slipping and she's losing her grip on the world right now. She challenged Willow to a TBS title match tonight for New Year's Smash. Does the downfall continue? Is there shenanigans that we get a no contest and that it gets drawn out a little bit further? I mean, shit, imagine what a way to end 2025 if Mercedes loses the TBS title to Willow right there. That would be a crazy sight to see right there. But what are your thoughts on the match?
I think you're absolutely right about Harley. She's won every award for most improved or breakout star or funniest, most charismatic. That she's absolutely incredible. And the thing about Harley is you can teach a lot of people to wrestle, but you can't teach them to be Harley Cameron. You can't learn what she's got. It's easier to teach her to wrestle than it is to teach wrestlers to do what she does. Um, my other favorite thing in the match, my favorite wrestling trope of all time is heels doing nefarious heel shit and it costing them the match. So when Mercedes and Athena start being selfish, going into business for themselves, because they did have the upper hand, and then bad girls doing bad girl shit, and it ended up costing them. So for once, teamwork made the dream work, and I got my wish. I got to see friendship, the power of friendship at Christmas, triumph for once, for fucking once. And yeah, and I always love when the best team wins because I'm never going to claim that Harley and Willow are individually better wrestlers than Mercedes and Athena. But the point is, they're a better team because
Hmm.
they care about being a team and not just about themselves.
Yes, exactly. And
Oh,
then
it's
I
a
don't know
lesson
if you,
to all men.
yeah, I don't know
Go
if you
and
saw
ruin it
the
for me.
what was that?
Go and ruin it for me. I know you're going to.
No, I
You're
was
going to
gonna
say
say like,
something horrible.
did you see the song that the song that Harley played for Willow at the press conference?
No, I haven't seen the press
Oh
conference.
my god, you gotta look it up. She had a damn song with her guitar dedicated for Willow. Yeah, that was great.
Okay, okay.
But yeah, like no, it was a great match. What else we got? We have the women's world title match.
Mm.
Statlander and Hayter. I thought it was a hard hitting match. I thought it was a very good match. But I will say that unfortunately the crowd sucked for this match.
Yes, fucking. And there's so many complaints, and they're valid, saying give the women more time, give the women more time, give them another match, give them, you do, and then you sit on your fucking hands silently, or you piss off to the toilet. You can argue that, oh, well, we're not invested because they haven't had the time. Well, it's that's why they're not getting it. If people aren't watching, if people aren't reacting, they're going to take it off the TV. and it gets on my fucking tits. It's the same. It was the same even in Manchester and Cardiff, and British crowds are usually pretty good, but the women came out and everybody fucks off. They all go to the toilet, they go to the food, or they're on their phones, or they just sat there. Give them something. You can argue that maybe the women's matches haven't been as good as the men's, but they feed off what the crowd gives them. And yeah, no, it sucked. The crowd sucked for that one, and it deserved more because it was a big deal to me. Although I think it was probably the most predictable match of the night for me in terms of who won.
Yeah.
I
I
didn't
mean,
care for it.
I will say like the first half of the match, the crowd sucked, but they did pick it up a little bit towards the end, maybe like the last 5 or 6 minutes, they picked it up a little bit. I mean, it was a good hard hitting match. I mean, two day wonders right there, and yeah, like I said, it was a pretty good match. But yeah, for honestly, my opinion, for the most part, the crowd sucked for this match. I mean, and hopefully that does improve going into next year. But yeah, no, they could have definitely
Yeah,
done better. But I mean,
they
I
have
think
to
both.
some women who aren't Tony Storm
Yeah,
because yeah, Tony always gets the reaction, but and you can argue the women don't talk as well as Tony. They don't do this as well as Tony. No, they don't talk as well as Tony, but you get off your fucking feet for Takeshita, don't you?
yeah,
Or Bandido, or any of the others that don't say much. Orange Cassidy, he never says a word. Yeah, no excuse.
yeah. Hopefully that gets resolved next year. So we have the men's tag team match. It was a Chicago street fight. It was FTR versus the Bang Bang Gang, and the match was good. I mean, it was pretty good. I will say the moment for me that I can't forget about the match was that table bump that Stokely took, like gets pushed off the apron, and I just wonder, like, I don't think
Fine.
there's no way it was on purpose, but it looked like it was on purpose. You know what I mean? The
They
way he
couldn't have done it
fell,
better.
and then the table fell on him on the outside. I think that was the better outcome as far as like you want a viral moment, you want a memorable moment of the night, like yeah, that table spot with Stokely I think was perfect. I mean, because the match was good. It was okay. It was entertaining, but like I said, I would say like this along with the women's match, women's title match was like another obvious outcome that was gonna happen
Mm,
for the match. But yeah, I mean, it was fun for what it was, and yeah, but no, that Stokely bump was the most how do you say
it
memorable part
was.
for me right there.
It was great. The disappointment for me came at the end. I know people are going to disagree and say this feud doesn't need the titles, but I think it does. I was hoping that Cope and Christian would come out and square up to FTR, and that would be the next feud we got. But whether they're ready to come back as a team or not yet, I don't know. But that was the biggest disappointment for me, just because I got my hopes up that we were getting them back
Yeah, I
against
don't know why.
Tony and fucking Cope.
I kind of felt that they were gonna come back at the end of the match.
Mm.
But not yet. Maybe at
Yeah,
Revolution in
but who
LA.
are the next challenges then for FTR?
That is a good question. I mean, I'm trying to think. On top of my head.
I don't want Brody. I loved Brodido, but I just feel like it's time for Bandido to be a single star again.
Yeah,
It's
I mean,
up
well,
to
he does have the title match in Maximum Carnage in a couple of weeks. So
yeah,
we'll see how that goes. I mean, the next big event I know off the top of my head is they're doing Grand Slam Australia. So I mean, it kind of sucks that Buddy isn't back yet or healthy yet. So I mean, that would have been a good spot if him and Brody could get back together. Go after the tag belts, but we'll see what happens. But yeah, also I'm trying to think what else we had that night. Oh my God, I'm kind of drawing a blank. I think
I don't
that
have
we
it.
pretty much covered everything. Well, besides the four way for the men's world heavyweight title, Swerve, Hangman, Joe, and MGF, and I think that we weren't too surprised at this outcome that MGF did win the the, the world title
My
match.
fucking what? I was on Twitter beforehand going, well, it's obvious Joe's retaining, isn't it? And everyone was telling me, listen, are you stupid? Have you not been watching the show? I was like, well, obviously not, because I was the only one who would. And it's a good job I'm not a betting woman because I'd have bankrupted myself. I was so sure my stupid ass had decided But Joe was retaining and was eventually dropping it to Osprey at Wembley. And I think once I've got something in my head, I struggle to see like the nuances because now everyone's explained it to me. It's like, of course it was going to be MJF, and Brett will probably be able to tell me what. But yeah, Joe, I was the only person that didn't see it coming. And I was there going, "What, Joe, what's going to I don't know what you're all talking about." I look like a right twat. Thanks, Matt.
I don't see that.
Come
But
on, Brett. Tell me what did I miss?
you know
Like,
what?
why was it obvious? I don't get it.
I guess
Because did it
maybe
cut the
people.
ring or like time and drink? Go on, sorry.
No, I was gonna say maybe people thought it was obvious just the way how MJF like cut them down like in the promo when MJF did return. Like I guess maybe it would have made him look like kind of foolish if he didn't win the title at World's End for the way that he did come back. Maybe that's what they were thinking. But I mean, now it's like with MJF back, like you have a whole maybe with MJF like winning the world title, he's more there's more lined up for him as far as like potential like contenders for the belt. I mean, now it's gonna be him and Bandito at Maximum Carnage in a couple of weeks. I mean, it's like I would love Bandito to be world champion, but I don't think it's gonna happen like this soon yet, unfortunately. The only
Well, not
question
while he's Ring of Honor. Yeah.
yeah, I think at least he has to lose the Ring of Honor belt first, and then he'll come to AEW full time. Now the question is like, you know, does does um does MJF hold on to the belt all the way till All In to face, I think we all assume it's going to be Osprey, or does he slip up? Does he fall along the way? Because I think I said last week, like if I'm predicting opponents for Osprey for Wembley, I mean, we were there for MJF Osprey last year for the national title, great match, but it's like to do the same match again, 2 years later, I'm like, I say for that stage, you kind of want a little bit of freshness. You want to see something. I think at least that live crowd hasn't seen yet. So I would say I don't think MJF is going to hold the belt till then. I think I said it last week. Do not be surprised if Swerve walks into Wembley to face Osprey. All the history that those two have together, from the independents to the British scene, like to AEW now. Osprey looks at Swerve as big brother, and Osprey has never beaten Swerve in a one-on-one match. And a heel Swerve Strickland, and I kind of just feel like with the new entrance theme and just kind of his presentation, it's all lined up, ready to go. Just we have to find the right timing, whether that's Revolution, whether it's Dynasty. We'll see. Because think about it, like MGF just won his second world title at World's End. 1 year later, a couple years later after he lost it to Joe. Does Swerve win his title back at Dynasty, where he got his first world title? A couple years ago from Joe. We'll see. And then in the weeks after that, like, does he start shifting in attitude? Does he go with the full heel turn? Does he kicks Prince Nana to the side, and want to go in a different direction? So that's something to consider going forward. And, we'll see what Hangman plays into this. But yeah, I mean, I think there's just more options available with MJF as champion going forward. I mean, we have Swerve, we have Hangman, we have Bandito, maybe a returning Jay White down the line. I mean, they can rekindle their former rival right there. You have young up and coming like challengers potentially. Like you could do a one off against like on a main event on Dynamite with him and Speedball or him and Kevin Knight. I mean, we don't
What
know
about
where
Kenny?
Kenny will remember. Yes, so at the end
Yeah.
of we saw the BT bit, but we also saw the conclusion on Dynamite where the Bucks are not cleared for in ring action. So Kenny said, "I have to gotta take care of something he's been meaning to do for a long time." So I kind of feel like we're gonna get that final Kenny singles run maybe in 2026. Do we get the third match? Like, does he the one that takes down MJF for the title? And do we get that third match between him and Osprey at Wembley? Like, I mean, a heel Kenny Omega potentially. I mean, they're not going to both go in that match as
Everybody
faces.
fucking heel.
They're not.
No,
They're not.
never.
They're
Let's
not
draw
going to
the line
go
at
in.
Kenny.
They're not going to go into that match like both faces, in my opinion.
No.
But yeah. I mean that's another possibility as well. I mean that's money right there. A trilogy match at Wembley. Osprey and Omega. That's another direction. So I just think like MJF like winning makes more sense because there's just so many routes that you could go with MJF. Like yeah, we'll see how it goes.
There are, and I think the fact that Hangman didn't lose the title to MJF, it was Joe, gives Hangman a really, really good argument for I should be the next feud because I never got my one-on-one rematch against Joe. MJF didn't beat me for the title, put me up. But I'll also point out I was hoping, and I'm not the only one, I was hoping for a little bit of teamwork between Hangman and Swerve. I thought they'd made enough character development that they could at least work together a little bit, but no. But no, and it cost them because they kept throwing MJF out of the ring. All through the match, people were discounting MJF. Every time he got in, they're like, no, get out, you're not important. We're either going after Joe, the champion, or I'm going after the guy that I hate. And that cost them. They know each other so well, they were hitting and reversing each other's moves. Like at one point, didn't Hangman hit the buckshot off Swerve's back? And I was
Yes.
hoping, my little bleeding heart, because Mike says I am a puppy, I am just a little baby puppy. I was hoping Swerve would see that and be like, oh, if we work together,
Mm.
magic happens. But no, he just looked angry and started twatting Hangman. And that cost them. I think that stops them. They're going to have to learn to put that aside if
Well,
either of them ever want a shot at the title again.
here's the thing. I mean, if Hangman can say like, yeah, I was a pin, I could be the next one in line. Why is Swerve gonna take a backseat to Hangman? You know, I mean, it was Joe. Joe ate the pin, right?
Yeah,
So
Joe,
so both Hangman and Swerve could be like, yo, you didn't pin me. So it's gonna be between those two, Hangman and Swerve. Who
number
gets
one
the next?
contenders match. No, because
Exactly.
look, I think MJF encourages that. He's like, I'll tell you what, you two fight for number one contender because he knows that they're going to kill each other.
Hmm.
The only way either of them has a chance of taking that title off MJF is if they agree, look, yeah, we'll have the match or whatever, but we need to calm the fuck down because otherwise we're going to be limping into a match with MJF and he's going to pick us right off. And yeah, I think MJF sows discord between them
Yeah, absolutely.
because he's
But I
as bad as
mean,
Brett and just wants misery.
hey, there's money in the chase and there's money in evil.
Wrestling
Evil
is
and
just
nefarious.
rage bait now.
I mean, it's kind of dull. The world of wrestling is dull and boring when everyone is singing "Kumbaya" around the campfire. You know,
How do you know? Nobody ever fucking does. We always get this close, and then some twat fuckers it up with a chair to the back or a bag on the head or a fucking fish tank. It's never, ever, ever nice.
I
Never allowed to be.
mean,
I miss the 80s, honestly.
hey, it's a tale as long as ever. Like, I mean, it just works.
Yeah.
You know, you think there's peace in the world. It's like Dragon Ball Z. You think there's peace in the world, and nope, here comes Frieza down to planet Earth with his dad and Cooler, and then here comes Trunks like to kill them in like 5 minutes. And you know, when you get peace for 3 years, and then the androids and Cell come in, try to destroy the world, you get peace for another 5 years, and then here comes here comes freaking Bividi and Majin Buu to destroy the world. You get peace for 10 years, and then you know it's a circle of life. Anime and wrestling, they're like this. You know, you get peace for five
Yeah.
minutes, you get war for like 10 years. That's just how it goes right there.
Yeah, but anime can go a lot of ways. There's a big difference between in Attack on Titan and Yuri on Ice. You know, we could have a few nice. I'm the only person in the bloody world that wants something to be nice. I'm like, yes, they're fighting, but couldn't they be
You
like,
bring up Attack on Titan, and you're talking peace. The very
no,
first
I like
episode, the very first
some of it
episode of Attack on
also
Titan,
have
Eren sees his mother get eaten by a Titan. And then
yes,
here's
and some of
hold
it
up,
can be like that.
spoiler alert for anyone who
I've
doesn't
seen
watch
it, I've
Attack
read
on
it. Yeah.
Titan. The Titan that ate Aaron's mother, you find out in season 3 that Titan is his father's first. So that Titan was just getting her get
I
back for
also
stealing
said
her man.
I also said, oh, that would be an interesting story. Somebody like tries to steal him and they
Crazy.
actually get murdered, eaten in the ring. But no, I said it could be partly like that, but we could also have a bit of a nicer anime, something a bit more cuddly. There's a difference between fucking Attack on Titan and Kiss Kiss Fall in Love. We could have something nice, just one fucking thing, and that is the conglomeration. So you spoil it for me, Brett. We're gonna have shoot heat and mean it. If you wish the breakup of the conglomeration on me,
Ah, no,
all I have
I'll give you that one. I don't want to see the
and
breakup
Babes of
on.
Wrath. You can't have Babes of Wrath. They're mine. I'm sorry for your
Oh
loss,
my
but they're mine
God.
now.
So you bring
I
up
protect
Babes of
them forever.
Wrath. You bring up Babes of Wrath. Oh my God. So you guys know I work on another podcast, the Holy Shit podcast. So we were doing our how do you say, our bold predictions. So you heard mine about hopefully we get Danielson and Omega. My other co-host on the other show, I'm Ron T. His bold prediction. This dropped my jaw when I heard that Willow will turn on Harley Cameron. Will turn on Harley Cameron in 2026. She will turn heel and she will take out Harley Cameron. I'm like, no.
It's not
Willow
fucking
as
funny.
evil? I can't see that.
Evil Willow. Those of us who watched Buffy as kids are having flashbacks to the term Evil Willow, but no. No,
That would
I
be
forbid it.
that'd
I
be wild.
expressly forbid it. No. Bad.
I can't see that. That's crazy.
See, I'm so angry. I poked myself in there with a feather boa.
I love how we just deviate from what we're doing when we talk about little anime and stuff like that. I just another quick, just little side mission right here. I wanted to like start a thread on Twitter like comparing like anime characters to wrestlers, and the one that
Ah.
immediately like hit me right here was, and I have to shout out to Philip Lindsay on Twitter, um who months ago compared if you do you watch My Hero Academia?
Mm-hmm.
He
I watch
compared
a lot of anime.
he compared the main villain All For One to Don Callis, and it's fucking genius. And hear me out. Think about it. All For One
Okay.
is out there trying to steal all the quirks from all the superheroes in the world. Don Callis is collecting all the greatest wrestlers for his own doing. But here's where it gets deeper. So if All For
Okay.
One is Don Callis, All For One's like former Ward, young Ward, his greatest enemy, is Kenny Omega. So Kenny Omega would be All Might in the situation. But then look at the comparisons between Kenny Omega and All Might. Great superheroes, these larger than life characters who in the heat of battle suffered devastating injuries to their core that has limited their powers in current day combat to where they cannot fight at full strength for long periods of time. And I'm like, my fucking word, like the comparisons are right there. And then you look at All For One's new ward, his new like underling in Shigaraki. I'm like, is Takeshita Shigaraki then? Like
Okay.
he left Omega, he left All Might, left Omega for a new younger ward in Shigaraki. Like, is Takeshita?
That is okay. Okay. However,
Mm.
however, I can disprove the Kenny one because Kenny himself has told me by liking a tweet. It is my pinned tweet on Twitter. It has been there since 2023. After 2023, I have not changed it because Kenny Omega liked it. In fact, go follow me on Twitter. It's Lucy is just Lucy. Little cheap plug. And it was me comparing Kenny Omega to an anime character. Now, listen to the similarities here, and I want you to tell us down in the comments who was right, okay? Handsome, fair-haired foreigner, considered the best in the world at what he does, thought about quitting the sport. Then he saw a video of a beautiful Japanese boy. And instead of quitting, he uprooted his entire life to chase that beautiful Japanese boy to Japan, where instead of competing, they decided they were going to work together. So, conclusion, I doubt Brett has seen this anime. I'll be amazed if he has. Kenny Omega is the same as Victor Nikiforov from Yuri on Ice. They are the same character. In fact, Victor was based on Kenny. And Kenny liked that. So that is confirmed. So it doesn't have to all be Attack on Titan. Sometimes we can have nice things, happy things.
I've seen clips of that anime, so I know the references a little bit, and it's like Shit. I think we could
They
both
even
be
look
right.
alike.
We could both be right. Like you could be right in your how do you say in your
Okay, well, I'm more right.
sunshine, bed of flowers, like light, and then me in my just sick,
Okay.
twisted dimension mind is like, oh my god, like Kenny is freaking all might, and they got the same
I'm
internal
babyface
intrigue,
right.
and
You're right.
I am evil down to the core. Right,
He is. He is.
right.
Wow.
So
Your New Year's
now
resolution should be to not be such a big meanie pants about
uh,
wrestling.
I'm more on the positive side. You,
Yeah, positive P. All right.
but
Speaking of resolutions,
so speaking of 2026, like you
it's in an
know.
hour, so come on, because I don't want to be the loser filming a fucking podcast when the new year is rung in.
No, no, no. So we'll end off on this
It's
right
bad
here.
enough I'm at home. It's
What was that?
worse for Brett. I'm saying it's bad enough I'm at home on New Year's Eve, but it's worse for Brett. Okay, I live in the back of beyond a bumfuck nowhere in the middle of the countryside in northwest England. My neighbours are sheep. Brett lives in New York, like literally the most exciting city on the planet. Okay, I live in a tiny, 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 tiny little hamlet. There's like nobody around. Brett could just walk out of his door and join 20 parties, and he's on here with me. What does that tell
Oh,
you?
it is 20 degrees over here. It is fucking freezing. I am not
That's
going
red
out.
hot in UK in Celsius.
Yeah. No, it's
All right.
freezing me. I'm not going anywhere. But listen, 2026 is right around the corner. New Year's resolutions. What New Year's resolutions do you have, like wrestling wise?
Oh, F3. One of them is to try a brand new indie, wrestling indie that I've never ever seen anything of before, like never. So if there's any recommendations, it's got to be something that's either on YouTube or Triller, ideally, because I don't need another subscription. But yeah, happy to try any. I want to try and learn a bit more about Lucha Libre because it's the type style of wrestling I know least about. So I'm going to try and get into CMLL. That's my other. And finally, most important and I think most necessary, I'm going to try and spend more time talking about Brandon Cutler because, I just don't think I'm that, even as a podcast as a whole, I don't think we're doing enough. It's an important issue and we've been slacking. So I'm making that resolution on behalf of everybody on the podcast. In 2026, we are going to spend around 700% more of our time talking about.
Yeah, I
Do
don't
you
know.
have any other than that one, Brett? I think I've covered it really.
I don't know. I think that last one we're gonna have to convene with the rest of the group. I don't know about that one, but
I know it's not a big increase. We could do more. We could go further. I agree. But let's start off small and build.
all right, baby steps, baby steps. That's fine. All right, New Year's resolutions for me, like you guys know I travel a lot. For I want to go to new places for wrestling shows that I haven't been to yet. I may still go to LA, but I mean, I want to try to go to new spots and locations. Like just the cities and states that I haven't been to, even countries that I haven't been to yet for wrestling shows. Because you will never have more fun as a wrestling fan than traveling out of state, out of country to wrestling shows. I mean, like Lucy, you could talk to Wrestling Mark. Like we were both at Revolution a couple weeks ago. I mean, a couple years ago, in Greensboro for Sting's retirement match. I mean, it was so much fun out there. And then obviously, in the past few years, I've been to London for All In or Forbidden Door. It's so much fun out there, and also going to the independent shows out there. I mean, this past summer, one of the bunch of other guys, to the Eve Riot show. I had a blast. It was amazing. That night, but yeah, I mean, just traveling more. I mean, so actually, Tony Khan said that they're gonna go back to Mexico for another Grand Slam show, and if it's in June, the same time of year, I might try to go for that one. I've always wanted to go to a Lucha Libre show, especially in Mexico. Like, so if that is official, if they give me a date and whatnot, like, I'm definitely gonna go and try to have so much fun down there. Like, so hopefully that does happen. And yeah, honestly, that's it. I want to travel more to new places, new experiences, because all the great matches and shows I've seen have been fun and all, but the best part has been meeting like all the different like wrestling content creators that I work with on TikTok or on the podcast. Obviously, meeting all you guys was great. Yes, of course. I was getting to you. Can you please be patient? Damn it. Yes, meeting you, Mark, Andy, and yourself, and just everyone. Of course, Lucy. Yes, you. All right. Crazy. But Aaron as well, Gavin, Alyssa and her mother as well. It was great meeting you guys. Alyssa, hope you're doing well. Hope you're doing good. And yeah, just want to do more of that in 2026 as well. So, yeah, that's my New Year's resolution right there.
I would love for you to come over when we do a TNT show and come to a TNT show and be up on the balcony with us. You would have the best time of your entire life. It would be absolutely incredible. You've met Gav and Aaron, but you haven't seen them in their full glory, which is at the TNT show. I've never seen anything as funny in my entire life. I'm gonna embarrass Aaron because why not? Like Aaron wearing a t-shirt saying "I'm terrified of women" after meeting Essie. He's wandering around a pub with a red feather boa and he's carefully placing little red feathers. But the thing is, this t-shirt had attracted about 7 women. They were all trying to talk to him, beautiful women that were trailing along behind him like baby ducks, and Aaron completely oblivious. He could have pulled 10 times that night because of his fucking t-shirt, his little
Yeah.
crop top. These women just wanted to talk to him. They're like, "What's your t-shirt?" Couldn't be less bothered. All he cared about was his little feather boa, and he was
Aaron, what are you
like,
doing,
hammered out of
man?
his mind. Yeah, and Gav in his sparkly hot pants. It was beautiful. Come for Effie's Big Gay Brunch. She's doing it again. We'll be doing the pre-show for it.
I will definitely try to make that happen.
It's incredible.
Yes. Oh, well, for you out there, New Year's is around the corner, so I think this is a good spot to
It is. In
to
40
end.
minutes.
Yep, about 40 minutes for you. I got a few more hours over here. So, you know what? That's where we're going to end it right here. And like we said earlier, this is episode 78 of the Group Chat Wrestling Podcast, the final episode of 2025 on behalf of myself and Lucy, Wrestling Mark, Andy, Mike, Dan. Thank you for all your continued support in the year 2025 and going forward as well. Please follow us on Twitter, GW Podcast UK, for all news and show updates. Follow us on Instagram and TikTok, GW Podcast UK, for all new clips. And like I said, I can say this a million times. I'll say it one more time. Thank you for your continued support for the Group Chat Wrestling Podcast. And we wish you a very safe and happy new year. Do not drink and drive. Do not drink and tweet. And
Do not drink
yes,
and phone him. I know you know who I'm talking to. Don't do
don't
it.
drink and what?
Phone him.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah, don't
Don't
phone.
phone.
Don't
Don't
phone
phone
him.
him.
All right. Guys, thank you very much. We wish you once again Happy New Year. Goodbye. Mwah. And Happy New Year. Bang.